Hi, I'm here today with Charles Crooks. He's a shaman that I've been working with for several years now, and I wanted to sit down so he could answer some questions for our viewing audience and let them know exactly what a shaman is, what a shaman does. So first off, thank you very much, Charles, for agreeing to be interviewed today. I appreciate it.
And thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Surely. So I've heard that shamans, in the traditional sense, are different types of people, such as a medicine man. Can you comment on that?
Well, the traditional shaman, as we know it, is generally either the American, in other words, from the American Indian, is a medicine man who deals with herbs and healing and things of that sort. Also in the Chinese tradition, that also existed. Throughout the world, we have local individuals who are known as the tribal healers or the local healers that are also shamanistic in their training. And the idea is to bring about betterment for mankind.
And how about a priest? I've heard they're priests. Do you consider yourself a priest?
Yes and no. Yes, because of the code of conduct that we live by, and also because of the importance of the work, because the primary purpose of the work is to bring about upliftment of humanity.
Oh, we're going to get into that a little bit more. So you're a type of counselor then to individuals.
Yes, and one of the means that this occurs is through the lack of judgment. I'll make observations, and many things have been shown to me, but the key here is finding an environment where the individual can feel safe, solutions to the problems that they happen to be having, and also removing of the causes of the problems, bringing about a stronger and healthier individual.
Wow. So this is the other thing that I know, that there is ancient knowledge that has been handed down from eons to eons. So are you keepers of the wisdom, or wisdom keepers, or is there ancient knowledge? Can you expand on that a little bit?
Well, I can put it in a couple of ways. Something that was valid 10,000 years ago is going to be valid today. Everybody has access to ancient knowledge. It's just a matter of finding where they've got it stored in their closet, so to speak. If you'll go throughout history, you'll find where organizations and orders were completely wiped off the face of the earth, and yet within the next 25 to 50 years they pop up again, and nobody had a continuation. They went ahead and re-accessed the egregore, the collective consciousness that existed that carried this ancient knowledge, and the tradition still continued. So everyone is a carrier of ancient knowledge. It's just a matter of whether they decide to bring it forward or not.
Very good. Well, the other thing that I know, that when I think of a shaman, and what you've helped with me with, is healing. So shamans are types of healers, and I'm going to get into that a little bit more, but you will comment that you are a healer.
That is a fair, yes, that is fair. The primary purpose of the work that I do is to bring about a condition where the person is relieved of burdens that no longer support them. As a result of relieving the burdens, then healing can occur.
Okay, so now I want to kind of get into an aspect that a lot of people, when I mention that I have seen a shaman, that I'm working with a shaman, I get, oh my gosh, that goes against the teachings of Jesus and the Bible. So I want you to comment on that. Does shamanism go against those teachings?
Not at all. In fact, when you really listen to what Jesus talked about, he was not only a healer, but he also cast out demons. That's what some shamans do. They cast out demons, they remove judgment, they bring about peace and love to all people. So I cannot find any point in the work that I do is contrary to what Jesus taught. I mean, I thought he was a class act. There's no two ways about it.
And so shamanism doesn't really go against the tenets of any religion, like Judaism or Buddhism or Hinduism, Islam, or even traditional Chinese.
The brand of shamanism that I practice or I work in, that is quite true. I cannot speak to all people or all branches or forms of shamanism that exist. So to make a blanket statement, I think, would be counterproductive here, but I do not find discord with the inner teachings or the constructive teachings of each of those traditions.
All right. And now, I think of a shaman as somebody who can cure a person or protect them from harm. And they're not sorcerers, as other people believe. But, however, do you have the power to cure and to kill?
As with any medical doctor has the power with his drugs and his talent to heal or kill, so too can anybody choose that path. It's a matter of what you choose to do. There's not one thing that I will take on or action I'll take on without specific authority from the individual. And since my goal is to work a constructive path to bring about the upliftment of humanity, the rest of that stuff really doesn't apply.
So there's no reason for me to fear you then, because even though you have the ability to go out and kill, you would never, well, from what I'm hearing, you would never use that. You're not interested in that. Is that correct?
No, it bores the heck out of me. I mean, when you really think about it, I mean, gee whiz, why bother? Number one, when everything's part of the whole and nothing's separate, what would I accomplish by taking such an action? So the whole idea is to bring about, again, the upliftment of humanity, where more and more people are working a spiritual process that is constructive in nature, that is compassionate in nature, that has all the tenets that not only Jesus taught, but also the other great masters throughout society.
Very good. Well, I think you've gone into a little aspect that I'm thinking about, is that shamanism is about unity. It's not about separation. As you said, we are all part of the whole and not separate. So what you're saying is it's about unity and about acceptance. Is that correct?
Yes, it is about unity. It's about bringing about a constructive attributes of individuals. And separateness is kind of silly, because really when you think about it, if everything's part of the whole and nothing's separate, then how can you be separate from anything that exists? And the second question we have to look at in regard to that, where does your realization occur? Does your realization occur between your ears, so to speak? Or does it occur in your big foot? It occurs between your ears. And as a result, all the goodness of all the angels and everything in the universe exists within. It's just a matter of allowing them to come forward. So separateness is not a part of this work.
So we spoke about different religions, but how would you consider yourself, consider somebody that's agnostic or atheistic? What would you have to say to those individuals as far as shamanism is concerned?
Well, I would like to... this is kind of interesting because there's several factors. One, there's a lot of people that are agnostic or atheist primarily because of being treated badly by religions and things of that sort. I don't support the process of belief per se. I would rather bring on, okay, let's validate what we're doing. Let's put forth a system and or method that can be repeated over and over again. I support the scientific approach. However, there are many people who do benefit from the various religious and religious activities. It's also necessary to recognize that whether you're religious or not, it is still a respect to stand for a moment, especially when you're in a holy site or a site that's been made holy by someone who's doing the work, regardless whether they're tradition or not, and also pay a note of respect and care. If someone wishes to believe there is no God, well, I would have an argument with them because, number one, if everything's part of the whole, nothing separate, how can you come with that conclusion? So that is a point where separation is a problem. If someone basically says, well, prove God to me, and then look at the beauty and the light and the conditions of the planet, and then step back further and look at the solar system and the laws that allow light to transport across, quote, empty space, we find that we're not an empty world that's devoid of God. Rather, when we really examine it from a scientific standpoint, we really become closer to the God that's within us already.
Very good. If somebody wanted to reach you, where could they reach you? Can they call you on the telephone, or do you have a website? How can they contact you?
The website is http://shamanic-enterprises.com. Further contact information are on the website.
And do you have